going to interview Lauren Jackson today, so it's at the Standard campaign by VicHealth. So we've just parked, we're now walking over to the glass house. We're about to get inside of the event. Pretty crazy that I'm about to walk in to go have an interview with Lauren Jackson. Yeah, I've been watching her since a kid and she's obviously, you know, Australia's GOAT for basketball. Yeah, no, pretty grateful and blessed to be having this opportunity, so see you inside. Today I'm joined by Australian basketball icon, is that the words? Yeah, like, well, probably, like, that's John over there. He's, like, probably one of the biggest, like, yeah.
Hey, you're smooth like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks so much all for being here. New campaign, Set the Standard, build confidence, to build connection and lifelong wellbeing. It also improves mental health outcomes, both through activity but also through social connection.
Today I'm joined by Australian basketball icon Lauren Jackson, 3-time WNBA MVP, 2-time WNBA champion, 4-time WNBL MVP, 7-time WNBL champion, 5-time Olympic medalist and Naismith Hall of Fame basketball inductee. Becoming one of the most decorated basketball players of all time, Lauren's been an inspiration to many athletes, not only in Australia but across the world. We're here today to talk about VicHealth's Set the Standard campaign, which is helping clubs and communities create stronger, safer and more inclusive sporting environments. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me, Lauren, appreciate it.
I think change happens at community grassroots sport. I mean, we see a lot of stuff on TV about professional sport, but I think the real change starts at a young age. That visibility and talking about and having discussions around how we can create a safer environment, a more inclusive environment, and what that really means. I think that's like the benefit of a program and an initiative like this. And I think this is one of those programs that's actually going to give people the confidence to say, right, that actually wasn't okay, we're going to talk about this now. And I think that's, people have the resources and the understanding of it. Being able to have conversations, opening up the floor for everybody to have a voice, I think that's a really big one. And then feeling like they belong, having every child feel like they belong in an environment. And I think as a coach of a very young team, and also when I'm coaching She Hoops programs and things like that, I always go in with the thought that everybody deserves, everyone should be here. Everyone should feel safe, everyone should feel comfortable, and I think that's just how it should be. It really upsets me that that's not the case, and it's why this initiative is so important.
How does feeling respected and supported actually impact an athlete's confidence and performance? And I guess how can you say that's affected you personally in your career as well when you have felt those values as well?
Yeah, well, when you feel seen and heard and empowered, you perform better, you're happier, you become a leader in your own right. And I think that's what this campaign is about, is making sure that every child that steps foot in a team or a club environment feels like they have a voice and they're empowered to be who they are, exactly who they are. And I think that's the power of community sport, is that we can actually create these environments. We're going to raise a generation of respectful people.
I've personally seen firsthand so many young, talented athletes give up the sport. In your opinion, how do we help young athletes stay resilient, stay in the game and continue believing through adversity?
Feeling safe in their environment, number one, but I think also having different avenues through the sport. I think a lot of athletes don't necessarily want to go on to have careers as athletes, but they may want to become officials, they may want to become coaches, and giving people the opportunity to have different avenues through the sport. Whenever I'm out there, that's what I'm trying to instill, for sure. I think for me, coming through the ranks, there were a lot of times I missed out on teams, there were a lot of naysayers, there was a lot of people that were like, nah, didn't sort of see me going anywhere, which is 100% fine. I believed in myself, and I think having that sort of belief in yourself and having dreams and having a focus, I think that really helped me sort of progress through my juniors. Having that belief in yourself is so important.
When you look at some of the next generation of talent coming through with players such as Sataya Fagan, who's recently committed to USC, Praseas Natua, who just won under 20 Nationals MVP and committed to BYU, and also Maddie Ryan, who competed as a triple bond major in under 19's GEMS team last year that won silver as well. Who do you think could be Australia's next star, and what makes them so special in your eyes?
Obviously you've mentioned Sataya Fagan, but I think her case, you know, and where she's at and the eyeballs that are now on her, I think that makes her a really interesting prospect. She's super talented. She's going to play for Australia. Where she can go in the sport is further than anyone has gone in the sport for women, because she's coming through in a time when the possibilities are endless. They're getting paid to go to college, which that's wild in itself.
Yeah, we just got done filming with Lauren Jackson. Is kind of lost for words. Like, to be honest, I was with the GOAT of Australian basketball, and yeah, in my opinion, women's basketball, like, just crazy, kind of just happened. But yeah, no, I guess that goes to say thank you so much to everyone that has ever liked my videos, watched my videos. These kind of opportunities wouldn't be quite possible without you guys. So again, yeah, I don't know what really to say, to be honest. It's kind of crazy. I'm now joined here with Sharon Milner, former WNBL player.
Look, at first and foremost, like just a basic human need is to feel safe and connected. And so I think when we don't feel like that in sport, we lose a lot of people to the game and to our clubs, and then we're not as, I guess, reflective of our communities. So the leadership in WNBL to now being part of a local basketball club back in Broadmeadows, I don't think that thread changes. I think in WNBL it was about creating space for others to step up and step into and be their full selves, but also creating spaces for vulnerability and mistakes.
You've experienced basketball environments over a wide range of different settings. What is one thing coaches can start doing immediately to help players feel like they belong?
Once we can kind of surrender often a defensive response to not knowing and not having it perfect, and so a space where people from different cultures, or potentially tripping up into a space where someone might say you've been racist or you've said the wrong thing, is really scary. Just simplifying what it means to create a safe and inclusive space, which can then hopefully prevent incidents of racism, is really just the characteristics of a good coach, which is create an environment where young people can bring their full selves, feel safe, feel like you've got their back and you're supporting them. Once people have that connection and safety and feel like they're included and part of a group, everything else should hopefully translate to a really kind of well-being outcomes for that person, and the coach is going to feel better about themselves as well. Yeah, unfortunately I've seen it and probably only understood it in retrospect, just how much, if we want to speak in sporting validating terms, how much talent I've seen lost to the system because someone didn't feel safe, or there was a very rigid approach to not understanding that when people walk into spaces like sport, they should bring their full self, and we don't know what's happened prior to that. And I think once you build that trust and respect, you just can't even quantify the benefit for that person in terms of feeling like they're in a space where they're supported, and accommodating that through care and kindness.
Just finished up with the VicHealth Set the Standard campaign. Thank you very much to VicHealth for inviting me out. There's not a word that can describe how I'm feeling right now to be here, to have the experience that I've just had. Very thankful that they've invited me out here. They've had the opportunity to interview Lauren Jackson and also so many other athletes and coaches and content creators that have been here. It's been an amazing day. Just a final message, coming from me now as a coach, I think directly to the community. I think stand for everything that this campaign is about. There's no room for racism or discrimination at all in sports. Thank you very much again for everyone watching this and my supporters. Again, none of this stuff would really be possible without you guys. Yeah, thank you very much, and I'll see you guys in the next video.